Hey everybody, it's Binge of the Body Whisperer here, just coming to you from my park walk. Just got a cup of coffee and I'm walking through my park. It's been a while. I do enjoy coming out here. It's a big restaurant here at the top. But so DailyWEE! What is that? What's going on? How are things? What am I going to talk about today? I have been just thinking this morning and pondering the ponderings and what is there to ponder? What is it? What is there? And I got nothing. Life's pretty it is what it is, right? I guess I'll talk about what I know, maybe something, and this is just kind of coming from my experiences. Again, it's something that I continue to be interested in, and that's diet and exercise, diet and movement, the concept of movement, what it is to move, what it is to be human, what it is to be marketed to. Actually, that's maybe what I'll talk about. I am not a fan of marketing at all. Just in the sense of, it's all BS. It's all BS. We're made to think that something is missing in our lives, and then the answer to what is missing is the product that the company or whatever wants you to buy. Think about that. Like, there's nothing missing. Like, on the simplest level, drink some water, eat a little simple food, get out and move, surround yourself with those people that you enjoy being around. Seriously, what else is there? I am a minimalist, and that's not to say that if stuff makes you happy, great. If it really does. But if you keep finding yourself just finding and going and buying more stuff and then just being like, still ho-hum and not really finding anything from it, then I'd ask the question, why are you continuing to do and fill this void, fill this thing with something outside of you, right? And that's any void, anything. Asking the question, like sitting in silence, being alone with yourself. I don't want to get too philosophical, because I think sometimes that can be, that in and of itself can be kind of a rabbit hole. I tend to try and stick to the practical, That's why whenever I think about voice and movement, and it's always like, practical voice and movement or practical meditation. And the only reason I say practical, again, it's because of this concept that I enjoy, which is this we equal energy is that kind of meld between art and science. What's the art of it? What's the science of it? And I think those two can go hand in hand. And the balance between the two is actually where you're trying to get in that sense. And it's such a nebulous little point. You kind of go back and forth. It's a system. Again, I talk about the body being a system, life is a system, it's ebbs and flows. If you want to get into good and evil, true and false, if everything was true, if everything was true, then nothing is true. Because it just is, right? And to a certain extent, and if everything is false, nothing is false, because it's nothing. There's nothing to compare it to, right? So, and then truth is, I talked about it with is perspective. It's one person's truth could be another person's lie, depending on their perspective. Now, does there something boil down to a universal truth? Is that even possible? Is that even possible to like distill something down to a universal truth? Possibly. Yeah, maybe not. I guess my thought, I don't want to get to again, is because I don't think that this necessarily, what serves you in the day-to-day. And again, I think that's where you get down to the simplicity. Keep it simple. It's not, if you enjoy buying things, go for it. Do it. I mean, we're consumers. That's what we're here for, that's what people do. We have a whole society and a whole system based on consuming. So if everybody stopped consuming, it would be anarchy. I don't know what would happen. It'd be kind of interesting to see if all of a sudden everybody just stopped consuming stuff, which it's kind of impossible. We still have to eat. We have to get to drink water. But what if that's what we did? Okay, here's a practical thing. What if in your day or in your month or in your year, you spent more money on yourself, taking care of yourself right now with, high quality food, rather than getting a thing or getting something, you spent it on a gym membership or a personal trainer, something that's actually going to make you feel better in the now, right? What if your, the amount of money that you made and the percentage that you spent on things was not for, the majority wasn't for like entertainment or movies or clothes or I don't know, cars or whatever it is people buy, electronics. You just bought the simplest things. You had your computer, which it just seems like in today's day and age, that's a way to connect, and that is definitely a form of being social these days. You had your phone, you had a nice set of clothes for the week, and that you just kept it simple, and you spent more of your money on high quality food and water. And then also going to a gym or hiring somebody or meeting up with a friend and going on getting out and moving. Go throw a baseball around again. I know that kids do this, but it's like as adults, what are we doing? What are we doing? I just was reading a thing that, again, sometimes I don't know who do these quotes, but it's less about who does it, well, to a certain extent. Because when you see a big name who says something, it's like, oh, that person said it. Because in your mind, you're like, they are successful. I recognize that name. So that must mean they're successful. So whatever the quote was is why how the Dalai Lama is asked what confuses him most. And he said, man, we spend, we lose our health trying to make money. Then when we're old, we try to use our money to get back our health. In that sense of how do you, we get really caught up in this idea of worrying about the future. But it just seems like if you were worrying about the future, the best way to take care of your future is to take care of yourself in the now, physically, one thing. So then, when they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, like that's your best money making or savings is like taking care of yourself now. So that in the future, your future, which is also the now, when you get up to it, you're still taking care of yourself. Obviously, you can't plan for accidents, because that's in and of itself the definition of an accident is something that you couldn't plan for it. But if you think that way, if your mind goes like, oh, but I got to plan for the accident, well then, do you plan for not the accident as well, right? Does that make sense? This video is getting super long. So I'm going to cut it short at that. I just raised a lot of questions and a lot of thoughts and just kind of meandered about in the way that I do. So take care, keep moving people, and hope you're having a lovely day. Binja out.